Hello. Today I want to talk about unsold inventory or standing inventory for builders. That's right, the standing inventory, unsold inventory for new construction. And it's actually at a 15-year high, the most standing inventory in 15 years. And that's probably not a good thing. And as a percentage, it's much higher than 15-year high. And what I'm going to use in talking about this topic, I'm going to rely on an article from Lance Lambert in ResiClub. And you know I'm a giant fan of Lance and ResiClub. The title of the article is Homebuilder's Unsold Inventory Hits 15-Year High. And I'll show you the article in just a minute, but let me share some of the key statistics from this article. Excuse me. And the most important thing to know is that there's 119,000, or at the end of February, there was 119,000 units of unsold inventory for new construction. And that is very much a high. That's coming off of 2024. In February, there was only 88,000 unsold units. So we're up 31,000 more than 30% year over year of unsold units. And if you go all the way back to 2018, just 7 years ago, there was only 63,000 unsold units. And during the pandemic, that fell to a low in 2022 of 31,000. So we've gone in 2022, 31,000 unsold units, to 2025, 119,000. And you know what? That's a bit of a problem. And so builders are having problems, particularly in the Sun Belt, where they're facing weaker demand. And so they're having to, having to offer more buyer incentives. And you heard me talk before that Lennar in their Q4, I think it was their Q4 investor call, they said that they're now investing 13% of the sales price in total buyer incentives. And that's from only 1.5% in 2022. So in 3 years, they've gone to a total cost of 1.5%. Concessions or incentives to today 13%. Holy moly. And that's what they're having to do to sell homes. But builders are great at selling homes. Builders are great at understanding what motivates buyers to buy and how to move product. And so, you know what? Buyers have more leverage than ever with home builders. And home builders are seeing their margins shrink and compress and compress. And now the resale inventory is growing, especially in markets like Florida and Texas, putting additional pressure on new construction. So it'll be interesting to see how the builders react. Are they going to keep building and just incent their way through moving product? Are they going to slow down building? I think you'll see the big two or three, the big public companies. I think you're going to see them continue to build. Lennar says, hey, we're going to build no matter what. We'll figure out how to price and incent the home. But maybe some of the smaller builders might go, hey, we're not going to waste lots if we can't get premium margin. But we'll have to pay attention to this. But regardless, it definitely means that there's a lot more options and better deals for home buyers who have more negotiating power. For real estate agents, there's probably more opportunity to help builders, to co-broker with builders, to bring them deals and get paid. And for mortgage professionals, our job is just try to, find solutions to help builders move product. And that might be with creative financing solutions or helping get difficult clients into home. But we all have a role here on how to try to sell this unsold inventory. I want to share some of the charts in the slides, and then I'm going to let you guys go. So let's do it here. This right here, you can see this is the unsold inventory, 2018 to 225, as I mentioned. But let's just look at the visual. The visual was what's important. Here you can see this was during the Great Financial Depression. This is when we had, when they had 180 unsold units. But they had built 4 million. So that was a lot. But as a percentage, wasn't as bad. So you can see here we got the pandemic, super low. And here we are right now. And it's increasing, which is a very scary thing. And so builders have a little bit of a problem. They have a problem with standing inventory. Just know it means an opportunity for home buyers, real estate agents, and loan officers. I did a post on this on social media. Check out my social media. I do 1 or 2 posts a day. I try to make them informative, helpful, something you can use in your business, something that you might be able to use in a buyer presentation or a lunch and learn or a one-on-one consultation. Feel free to use that. I will put a link to the article below. With that, I appreciate you giving me a little bit of your time. I really do. If you got something out of this, share it. Thanks so much. I look forward to seeing you.